Okay, Wednesday, 30th of April, 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Relationship Wednesday. Love better. Dating is a zero-sum game. For one woman to win, another has to lose. It's all a question of opportunity cost. Now, this is something that struck me rather profoundly when I went to Barcelona a couple of years ago. I remember I was in that big square, that big park, I guess on the east side of the country, east side of the city, looking over it. I just got an interesting message, I remember. And I thought, I have plans to see this woman. But then I got a message, and this woman, the potential to meet this one came up. And I thought, logistically speaking, I can't see both. Time and constraints, things like that. And I thought, well, I have to be very careful here. We have to pick and choose really the best one for us. And I remember which one I chose. But I realised instinctively I can't have both, so one will have to lose. Logistics and constraints of the time, details like that, is irrelevant for right now. But it's a zero-sum game, I realised. So then we need to choose who we spend our time with very, very carefully. Being very specific, being very exact. Because this one was, well, as I remember it just about, was better than this one. Evidently so, because I chose this one in the end. That's what I need to be aware of. The biggest, the best deal out there. But for her to win, for me to choose her, this one, I can't remember, I totally forgot really. We lost contact years ago, so it's irrelevant now. I totally forgot who it was. Exactly. See how low value, so to speak, the woman was. Not to say anything about the person, but that's the dynamics of the situation. Very fair. For one woman to win, another has to lose, because fundamentally men are the gatekeepers of the relationship. Meaning, men are the ones that make relationship happen. Women make sex happen. That's a whole other conversation. But men make relationships happen. And for me to say I want to choose her, logically speaking, when you follow it through for a relationship as opposed to her, then she's the winner. Relationship, monogamous relationship. Zero sum. For her to lose, she has to win. For her to win, she has to lose. Binary that way. So it's worth understanding that. We have to then look at the opportunity cost, as I've mentioned earlier. Essentially, who is better? Who is better for us? And then you could say, extrapolate that over the next 5, 10, 20, whatever years. Long-term thinking. Again, he with the longest time horizon wins. I did a video about this. He with the longest time horizon wins. So, here we are today, and there's two courses in the future. One goes that way into the future, the other one goes that way into the future. Initially, that difference is not very noticeable, but over time, that starkness, the difference, gets bigger and more evident. And it's that gap there, that's the cost. To choose this one means you'd give up that potential upside here. But to be able to choose this one, you have to have the awareness, the discernment skills, the ability, the tenacity, the skills, the social skills to recognize it, even going one step further to foster it in her as well. But that's a whole other conversation. As relationships develops and grows and matures and everything else, that's a whole other conversation. But that's very important. That discernment, to know who to go for, and to recognise the opportunity cost, that delta, that difference between the two people, and how much you could be missing out on. And because that gap could be that could be the difference between happiness and sadness. The difference between happily married for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, or divorced after 6 months. It's those kind of stakes, those kind of situations. That's what's at stake. That is what we need to avoid and to be aware of, and to have the discerning ability, the discernment to know what to see, know what signs to look for. That. But this relationship, a zero-sum game again, for this one to happen, this one is gone. And this one to happen, this one is gone as well. In the same way that this one over here was chosen, but this one now, years later, I totally forgot who it was. Totally forgot. Simple as that. Those are the kind of things, dynamics, that's at stake. So understand, dating is a zero-sum game. For one to win, another has to lose. Dating, relationships, marriage, monogamous relationships, it's a zero-sum game. You have to know the rules, understand these things. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.